If you've got low back pain and you don't know why, then this video is for you. Don't you want to enjoy going on vacation, playing with your kids, enjoying your life and the fruits of your labor without constantly thinking, my back, without it going out of place, and now you've thrown your back out and you can't move, and now you don't know what to do? So many of us are walking through life with chronic, constant low back pain. I've seen it a million times in the clinic. It's one of the most common issues that we have in today's society. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why is this a thing? Why do I have all this pain? When I go to the doctor, there's nothing wrong on the x-ray. Maybe I have some bulging discs, maybe a pinched nerve or something, but other than that, nothing else is really going on. Maybe you've been taking the medication. Maybe you've already had surgery. Maybe you've been getting massages, chiropractic, acupuncture, and physical therapy, and yet still your back hurts. Maybe the doctors can't tell you a reason. Maybe you've already had your labs and your blood work and you still don't know why. Well, today we're going to demystify this whole low back pain thing, and we're going to explain it to you today. My name is Andrew Eng, and I'm an acupuncturist and holistic health coach. Let's jump into it. The reason why the lower back hurts so much all the time is because of posture. Posture and muscles that are not being tightened in the right places. Nobody really tells you this, but posture is actually very important for your pain relief and for basically every function in your body. Growing up, we might hear things like, sit up straight. It doesn't look good to be hunched over like that. And then out of rebellion, we go, whatever, I'm just gonna hunch because I don't wanna deal with that. There's actually a reason. It's not just for aesthetics, but it's actually really important. You might have heard things like you need to strengthen your core to even out the pain in your lower back. But beyond that, there's really not much explanation. What I've come to realize is that the lower back is really a small section, yet a large amount of the pressure that we feel goes into that spot. So the reason why people tell you to strengthen your core is because your core or your abdominal muscles is the opposite of your low back. So when you are not engaging your core, then the other side, which is your lower back, has to take all of that pressure. So one side is loose and then the other side is holding on tight, and over a long period of time, it gets tired. And when your body is in pain from holding on for so long, it just keeps getting tighter. It starts pulling the bones out of place, which is how we get these disc herniations and how the nerves start getting pinched together. So that's why core is very important. But that's not all. There's actually other muscles involved. For example, your thighs. If you always stand straight up with your knees locked, not really thinking about the activation of your thighs and glutes, then all of that pressure that those large muscles are supposed to be taking ends up going into your lower back instead. So what I often teach people is to bend your knees slightly to feel the engagement in your thighs and your glutes, and then stand back up straight while engaging your thighs and squeezing your butt. And now those large muscles in your legs and your butt are going to be taking the pressure instead of your low back. So now we went from everything going into your lower back to now being evenly dispersed with the abdominal muscles, the thighs, and the glutes. If we go further down, oftentimes I've seen that our ankle alignment is off. So a lot of times people stand with their feet out to the sides and pronated. So the arches of your feet going in like this. People are always saying, I have flat feet. I was just born this way, this and that. Now, some people are probably born this way, but many of us started with proper alignment. I mean, I've even seen it with my 5-year-old son. He already stands in that way. It's just natural when we're not being conscious of our alignment. So what we want to do is have our feet pointed forwards and then make sure that we roll our ankles out so that it's straight up and down instead of at an angle. Because our ankles and our feet are the first point of contact with the ground. And so when that alignment is off, it usually puts the pressure into the inside of the knees. That's why it's a very common place where you have pain. And then it throws off your hip alignment and then does what? It goes into your lower back. So that's another reason why it all focuses right there. So when we adjust our ankles, it fixes the alignment of our knees so the bones can stack. We engage our thighs and our glutes and our abdomen, and all of that is taking pressure off of the lower back. But wait, there's more. Even the upper body has a lot to do with how the lower body operates. So in many cases, we will hunch our shoulders like this. This could either just be to being slouched, being on the computer, being on your phone, because we're very forward creatures. We're always doing something moving in front of us. Also, when life hits you in the heart, it makes you kind of, try to protect your heart a little bit. I'm sad, I'm traumatized, I'm guarded, very guarded. In many cases, when women have larger breast sizes, I've noticed a lot of women who hunch in to try to hide their breasts, because it seems like sticking it out into the world is too much, but actually that is what is going to help with chronic back pain. So be proud of what you got. That's what you were born with, and think about what's most important. It's your body's alignment so that you cannot be in pain, so you can be your best self. Another factor is your head and neck alignment. See, there's a large muscle that goes from the base of your neck all the way down to your tailbone. These are your erector spinae muscles. This is what helps keep you upright. And so what happens is when your head is forward like this, then the weight of your head is pulling yourself forward. If you were to hunch over like this and then relax your muscles, you would fall forward. So your body, in order to keep you upright, has to tense all the muscles along your backside to counteract the force of your head leaning forward. That chronic tension over time is what creates pain. And if you're thinking of leverage, like a seesaw, when your head is out of alignment, it's putting pressure on your tailbone, the other end of that lever. And so in order to correct this misalignment, we have to adjust our posture, allow our chest to come up a little bit, align our neck so that it's not so forward, so that the bones are stacking. And now the skeletal structure is taking most of the pressure like a scaffolding, and the muscles can relax. And then we can direct the tension into the muscles that are actually supposed to be activated. One thing that helps keep your chest up is by activating your pectoral muscles here on the sides, the side of your chest. I call this concept directed tension, because when we're unconscious about where the tension is in our body, it goes into two common places, our neck and our lower back. But when we are conscious of our tension and we direct it in certain places, like putting our ankles in the right alignment, having a little bit of a bend in our knees so that our thighs can activate, activating our glutes and our core, our pectoral muscles, sitting up straight, this is what allows us to have that proper alignment. And there are other factors of this too. When we're in a hunched position, not only are the bones slowly starting to slip out of place, but they're also compressing on those nerves. So when your nerves are compressed, it starts messing with all the functions in your body, because the nerves come out from your spine and wrap around, stimulating your internal organs, the feeling into your hands and your feet. And so everything is related to posture. Since we're still on the topic of low back pain, the other factor is bending too much at the waist. For example, simple things like bending to pick something up off the ground, washing your hands, washing the dishes, anything that is bending from the waist. Just like we talked about, if our head is forward and it puts pressure on the lower back, imagine when you bend your whole upper body. Now your lower back has to support the weight of not just your head, but your entire upper body as well. So a solution for this is to think about it like weightlifting, or like in martial arts when we do our horse stances. It's by bending the knees and activating the muscles in our thighs. Use your legs. Lift with your legs, they always say. So it may seem insignificant to bend down to grab something, but done over a lifetime, this creates chronic tension and also solidifies a habit that ends up causing us more pain down the line. I can't tell you how many patients I've seen with chronic low back pain that when I explain this concept of bending from the legs instead of from the waist, it's like a mind-blowing experience. It's something that's so simple and easy to do, but we are just not given this education growing up. So that's what we do here at Heal with Andrew, is we are educating with the things that we should have learned growing up about pain relief, but we didn't. So we've talked about posture and alignment. We've talked about directing tension into the right places that are actually designed to hold the pressure. And the third thing we got to talk about is healing and flexibility. We're often told that we need to stretch or that we need to relax our muscles somehow, but why? What's the actual reason why we need to? Well, it's because when the muscles get too tight, then they can't expand and contract. The muscles are designed to expand and contract in order to absorb impact. And so what happens when the muscles are too tight is that impact from walking, falling, jumping, doing sports, it all goes into the joints and the tendons instead. That's why we get things like joint pain and tendinitis. And if our alignment is off in such a way where all the pressure is going into our lower back, then now the muscles aren't taking the pressure because they're too tight, and it's continuously putting pain into your lower back area. That's why all of these things mix together so well to give yourselves pain relief. So then the question becomes, I know I need to stretch, but it hurts too much. It's painful. It's already been a long time that I haven't been stretching. It feels like I'm going to break something if I stretch it. This is a very common issue, and there's a solution for that as well. It's by relaxing the muscles first, and there are several ways to do this. It can either be going to your favorite healer to help, whether getting massage therapy, chiropractic, acupuncture, whatever it is that you like to do to loosen the muscles so that it's then easier to stretch. Another way to do it is by warming up your body with gentle exercise so you got that blood flow, your muscles are warmed up and more pliable, and then you stretch. And then one of my personal favorites is using a massage ball to loosen up the muscles yourself and then adjusting your posture and then stretching. Because when you stretch and it feels like there's that blockage that prevents you from going farther, all you have to do is use your body weight to lay on a ball to open up that tissue, and now you can stretch past that blockage because it's not there anymore. I've helped many people go through this process of finding the muscle that is blocked that's causing low back pain, stretching and feel where that tension is, using a ball to open it up, and then stretching again, making sure that that muscle has been unblocked, and now we can start making those gains in flexibility. And a final aspect of this is the mental component, chronic stress. When we're stressed out, we're not thinking about, is our posture in the correct alignment? Are we directing tension in the right places? We're just tense, holding our breath, and thinking about trudging through, just making it to the other side of whatever task is in front of us. Again, that constant stress, that tension gets put into the places that are most vulnerable, like our lower back. And that constant stress is releasing cortisol, the stress hormone, into our bloodstream. We're in what's called a sympathetic state, fight or flight. We just gotta survive. If we're always in a survival mode, then our body's not going to be healing itself. It's just trying to survive in the moment. So by learning breath work, by getting healing treatments, by healing yourself, meditating, adjusting your posture so there's not so much strain on your body, you can put yourself in what's called parasympathetic, which is the rest and relax response. Now your body's thinking, oh, okay, we're not in danger anymore. We can now relax and start devoting some resources towards healing. So keep all of these things in mind as you're doing your exercises, as you're going to work, playing with your kids, just living your daily life. These are all factors that might seem like a lot of things to keep track of right now, but that's just because you're hearing it for the first time or you haven't yet put it into practice. Growing up, there's a lot we got to learn as kids. How to brush our teeth, how to eat correctly, put on our clothes, but then eventually you get used to it and it's no big deal. It's worth putting in the time to learn these things because then once you implement these, you could live the rest of your life giving yourself the best possible chance to be relaxed and to not have pain in your body. And the best part is I've already crafted and cultivated what I believe to be the best, most effective techniques to shortcut your time of learning everything. I've been doing this for over 16 years, and the way I was learning was the hard way, piece by piece, experiencing tons and tons of pain, not knowing what's going on, and going through lots of education, massage school, acupuncture school, training in all sorts of different modalities to figure out how to get out of pain. So when you work with me, I'm just going to give you the blueprint to get there as fast as possible. And that's the magic of coaching. My whole life's changed when I hired a coach. I was now held accountable for the things that I knew I should be doing but didn't want to do. I was educated in things that I didn't know. And I was encouraged and made to believe in myself in a way that I never got that kind of support growing up. So if you'd like to book a call with me to find out more about how you can live a pain-free life, I'm going to leave a link below in the description, and I'll also leave a link where you could check out my free masterclass. I'm going to teach you some basics about healing from back pain, and you could also check out my online course, Back Pain Mastery. I've already put together the best and most effective techniques into an easy to follow and understand course for you, because we got to get out of the cycle of constant chronic low back pain, taking medication and surgery and still having the pain. going to get healing treatments every single week, sometimes 2 to 3 times a week, and yet the pain is still there? Don't you want to enjoy going on vacation, playing with your kids, enjoying your life and the fruits of your labor without constantly thinking, my back, without it going out of place, and now you've thrown your back out and you can't move, and now you don't know what to do? That's what I'm here for, is to help you live pain-free. My name is Andrew Ng, and I'll see you in the next episode.